What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Z here at A3C in Atlanta, and next to me is a DJBooth.net approved regular, my man Jon Hope. How you doing?
Oh man, what's going on, man? How you doing? I'm chilling.
I'm chilling as well, and it's a pleasure to finally meet. We've been talking for years. You've been sending me your music for years, and finally a face with a name.
Yes, man. I want to say thank you to you and the staff for all the support, man. I really appreciate it. It's not, there's not too many people out there that really embrace the independent up and
Stop it.
I'm serious, man. I really want to say thank you, man, and thank you to all the, DJ Booth listeners and everybody out there worldwide. You know what I'm saying?
You're at A3C. Coming up later in October, you're going to be a part of our CMJ showcase. All these opportunities, what does this mean for an artist in your position right now, looking for more opportunities, is buzzing, but really is on the precipice of the success?
Absolutely. I like to consider myself like one song away. So, I mean, anytime that I can get an opportunity in front of, tastemakers and gatekeepers, I think it's wonderful. Things like A3C and CMJ just are a great platform for my music to get heard, and I really cherish it, especially coming from where I come from, which is not necessarily a hotbed. Providence, Rhode Island, we don't have these types of outlets. So, I mean, I'm just glad that, I've been chosen and just given the opportunity, and now it's up to me to capitalize.
You talked about where you come from, Providence, Rhode Island. How difficult is it to be in a market that is not a hip-hop haven and get your stuff heard?
Initially I viewed it as a problem, but now I kind of look at it as something that makes me unique. We've seen a lot of perspectives on hip hop from different regions, and now it's cool to be from. People are embracing the fact that I'm not from New York. If you look at all the people that's currently successful, Wiz Khalifa, Pittsburgh, Drake, Toronto, they're prime examples of places that necessarily aren't hip-hop, havens. So I think it's great, and now people, I don't necessarily have to tell people that I'm 3 hours north of New York, because you have artists like myself and Theo Martins who are, making a lot of noise, man, and it's great. It's a wonderful time right now. It's very exciting.
Kind of reminds me back in the day when I did college radio, Freddie Gibbs, who's from Gary, Indiana, always said Chicago was his home, and then he finally got comfortable enough and said, I'm from Indiana, I don't need to say Chicago.
Exactly. And you know what? I never said that I was 3 hours from New York or from New York, even though people confuse Rhode Island with Long Island. That's something, if you ask any Rhode Islander, they will tell you, people always say Long Island instead of Rhode Island. So I've always made it a point to represent, kind of plant that flag, and it's something I'm very proud of. Providence is a great, wonderful city, and I want people to get familiar, man.
Speaking of get familiar, the new DJBooth.net hosted project, The Water Fire. Talk about what went into that project and why you feel really this could be it.
Well, I feel like the Water Fire is, I call it a collection of emotions, because each song represents a certain feeling. I feel like where I excel may not be in metaphysical lyricals and all that, but just the opportunity to connect with the listener. And I think that my music conjures up a certain feeling. So these songs, I think, kind of penetrate through categories, a little bit of genre-defying stuff, you know what I mean? When you think hip-hop, in the traditional sense, you think boom bap and so forth. This music is very musical. My good friend and collaborator, Tactics, just did a wonderful job. And, right when we released Still Breathing, I knew that just the reception that we got was just wonderful, and I knew that we were onto something. Water Fire is something that everybody should download at DJBooth.net ASAP.
Love the plugs. Everybody who's I played your music for has said that the way you go about creating a vivid picture with your lyrics is something that is really a lost art these days. It's something that comes to mind. I think it's in the song Pressure, where you talk about, like, with the analogy with the hot dog or hamburger, like the bun, the lettuce, the ketchup or something.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It's actually on Still Breathing.
My bad.
Yeah, it's on Still Breathing. And yeah, man, I mean, I just try to get really creative. There really really isn't like a standard approach. It just kind of comes off. It's very free spirited, and I'm glad you caught on to that, because not a lot of people do, and it just shows. It's just a great sense of validation. You know what I mean?
It's all about having that ear. And let me tell you something. These ears, like this guy's music. Jon, give everybody some information, how they can find out more about you so they can really invest in your future career.
Yeah, man. Well, you can check me out on IamJonHope.com. That's IamJonHope.com. Twitter is @JonHope, JonHope. And, you know, as cliche as it may sound, man, you know, Google. You know, like Google. I mean, there's enough content out there for you to get familiar, maybe even backlog. The great thing about internet is that, you know, what's necessarily old to me is new to the next man, and you never know what it could be, that particular record that kind of catapults things, you know?
Absolutely. Google them right now, because if you wait 2 more months, you're going to have 4 million extra search results to have to skim through. My man Jon Hope here at A3C in Atlanta, DJBooth.net signing off.